Welcome to the first episode of the podcast. Just filming straight from Hollywood, from the garage. Yep. So, my name's Ashton Ngo, number 30, the long snapper, here with the Arkansas Razorbacks. Joined by Devin and Vito. Go ahead and introduce you guys.
My name is Vito Calvaruso. I'm number 90. You'll see me on Saturday as the guy wearing just his jersey on the sideline. I would like to have gotten a lot more playing time this year, but
we're gonna get him back out there.
Yeah,
been
hurt all season, but I've had the honor of living with these two guys this year.
Let's go. A little prehab, rehab. You'll be back.
Yeah,
prehab. Your roommate Vito's the newest roommate of the house. So.
Mm-hmm. And I'm Devin. I'm Devin Bale. I'm a punter, number 37. Moved in with Ashton. We got here. What was it? Sophomore year.
Yeah, our sophomore year.
Yeah, so we moved
Spring
in.
Sophomore year.
It was me, Ashton, Owen. He was another punter. He transferred out, and we moved into a light. It was this apartment complex, and first day we got there.
Trash, man.
There was like thousands of cockroaches everywhere. It was a mess.
At the light.
Remember Coach Hurd when he was here?
It's a lighthouse, and it's right behind.
Where is that?
Right by Woodstone.
Yeah, kind of across from Woodstone, off of MLK and School. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I have no idea where that's
It's like back behind. It's like there's a Dollar General back there, but yeah.
And
got everything.
Like, what do you mean cockroaches?
Like, so we moved in during the day, right? And we moved in. This place was still kind of dirty. Like, it wasn't super clean, but it was like, you know what? We can clean it ourselves. We can clean the bathrooms and then clean the sinks out and just kind of figure it out from there. Got everything moved in. We're excited. You know, Devin went out to eat with his parents. Me and Owen went out to eat with our parents.
Leave the apartment. No one's there.
Yeah. Turn the lights off. I think, Devin,
cool.
you actually got back to the house first, right?
Yeah, and then we got back. My parents were with me.
When's like the moment of,
this moment right here?
The second you open the door. We opened up the door, turned on all the lights, and there's cockroaches everywhere. I mean, like on the wall, inside of the fridge, in the laundry machine.
Imagine if you fell asleep.
It was insane. And then
it was
on
bad.
the carpet, it was like brownish black carpet, and so they would blend in. And there's like little baby ones too. They were everywhere.
There's no way.
Well, he got back to the house first, and he texts us or like calls us like, "Hey, like there's
911.
Like there's
I would have called
cockroaches," and I was like, "What do you mean? Like there's one or two? Like let's just kill them, and then we can figure it out from there." But he's like, "No, like there are a lot of cockroaches." So we got back, and we
it was livable.
We pulled the refrigerator out, and there's like hundreds. I have videos of them.
It was
like hundreds back there. Then there's some like behind the oven in the dishwasher. Like it was no good.
So whose parents are there?
So nobody's at this point. Nobody's parents are there.
So it's just you guys.
It's just us. And so we're like, all right, we take trash bags.
Yeah.
We trash bag all of our stuff up after we already got it moved in. Like everything's unpacked. Like bedding is on the bed. Clothes are hung up.
And we didn't know because at night they come out. They're nocturnal.
Yeah.
So we didn't realize there was that many. It was terrible.
Yeah.
We had to pack up everything. And
shout out to your dad, though, because he came in super clutch. He got us. They had no
angry.
rooms left at the graduate. Yeah. And he kind of told the girl that was working the front desk, like, here's the story. Man. Like, they just moved in today. Cockroaches everywhere. So she actually worked out a room.
He's coming from Hutch. I'm coming from northern Colorado. Yeah. Don't know each other at all. Like, first experience here.
And then we end up sleeping in these two twin-size Razorback beds right next to each other, like a kid room.
Little kid's room.
Go Hogs.
So funny. Go Hogs.
We'll go Hogs.
So funny. And then, Coach Hurd got on to him, and then we moved into the graduate we lived the graduate for the first week when we moved in and we got all of our gear and did all that stuff. So he was really clutch. He got pretty fired up too, but they figured it out.
He really helped us out though. They ended up, they gave us a new room probably a week later. We lived out at the graduate for about a week. We each had our own room, and then they got it figured out, and we got a new room, and it was honestly a better place. I think.
No, it was better.
Alrighty, so why don't we go in about where we're from?
All right, so I'll start it off. I'm from San Diego, California. Didn't grow up playing football, but started playing football freshman year of high school. I didn't know if I really wanted to. I had some really good friends though, good community of people. All the older guys were really nice. I went out to this little barbecue thing just to check it out, and I was decided I want to play football. My dad played football in high school, and it just looked fun. So I go out, didn't really know exactly what I was doing. Was always pretty athletic and played soccer growing up, so they needed a kicker freshman year. I knew I could kick the soccer ball, so I was like, all right, I'll try kicking a football. So started doing that, and then that kind of just took the tone of high school and got really good at that, and then played receiver as well.
You were pretty good, right?
I was an athlete.
little receiver.
I played a
Yeah.
little tight end.
Receiver type body.
Yeah,
I remember you showing me a highlight of you like catching a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, inside receiver. Yeah, it was fun. We were good. Our team was so much fun. It was all my best friends, so we had a really, really good connection, and we had some really good athletes, and it was so much fun. But
Did you guys have a high school soccer team?
yeah, soccer. Played soccer. Played a little bit of varsity as a freshman, so that was fun.
Yeah, you were thinking more along the lines you were going to play soccer, right?
Yeah, I always thought I was going to play soccer growing up just because I love that sport. It was so fun to play. Don't watch soccer at all, but I love playing it. But then I always thought I was going to do that, and then just like kind of the best of both worlds, playing football and kicking the ball. So it kind of just worked. And then out of high school, went to Northern Colorado, had one offer. It's kind of crazy deal because of COVID in California, super strict restrictions and all that.
Yeah.
So couldn't do much, but we had 5 games and then got one offer there. Had a few D2, D3s, but I wanted to play D1, and then, end up here and kind of worked, but
crazy.
Went to Northern Colorado for a year and a half, played 2 seasons, and then transferred out, and then that's where I met these guys. So, yeah, just a little bit about me.
Heck yeah.
You want me to go now?
Let's hear it, Vito.
All right,
Go,
so I'm from Jefferson City, Missouri. I grew up playing football, second grade.
Quarterback,
yeah.
Whoa.
Quarterback, athlete.
Little throw
Slinging
the ball.
it.
Yep.
Slinging it.
But he's got a can.
But I was always the kicker, I wanted to play soccer, but soccer is a fall sport as well.
Oh, okay.
So you can't really play.
Right.
But I wasn't bad. I definitely wasn't to your level yet, but I was all right. Wasn't able to do it through middle school really because I was a football player. But whenever I always tried playing soccer like in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Indoor soccer, I really liked
that was fun.
arena soccer where you can hit it off the wall.
That is a fun one.
Then high school started to come around. Played football. Ended up figuring out that I was good at football, and started looking for schools around sophomore to junior year.
Did your high school let you play? Would they let you play soccer and football?
They did, but
probably
there were
tough.
so many conflicts, and I already had been out of the game of soccer for a while, to where I wasn't at the same level as the kids anymore.
Kind of fell behind.
So I figured play football. Plus I played other positions too. So I was a football player.
He was a ball player.
Yeah, and then so sophomore to junior year, my first offer was to Army West Point.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Cadet.
Got a few other offers after that. Well, that coach ends up getting hired here. His name was Mike Kreisel. He was the analyst, special teams guy.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever Coach Pittman came over, he brought Coach Fountain.
You were in the big coaching change though.
Yeah, I never was a part of Morris.
Okay. So you were recruiting in that time of them.
I was
head
literally
coaches.
one of their first recruits.
You,
They were
okay.
No, HUD was
He was before?
a Morris guy. Yeah,
Is that
HUD's
I
been
didn't know
around?
that.
You
HUD
think
has been
I'm
around
old?
for a while.
HUD's been here a while.
You came in with Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks
Yeah.
Bowe.
Brooks
He
Bowe.
was my freshman roommate.
Yeah.
No, I was with do you remember Dominique Johnson?
Yeah. Was a tank.
I think he was the only other one other than Brooks.
That's crazy.
So what's that like being
the guys that are still here from the Morris staff: Hudson Clark, Gregory,
EG?
EG. I don't want to say those are the last 2 from that class.
It's crazy.
From the Morris class. Yeah, they've been around here a while.
Is recruiting a little bit different than if this coaching staff that we have now? For you, was it weird for a new staff to be coming in?
No, because I didn't know any better. Because I wasn't I didn't have that other year with them.
Right.
I wasn't recruited by them or anything. There were so many things my freshman year. I mean, you're talking COVID, you're talking new staff.
Yeah, that's tough.
And it's your first year in college, so I have no idea what to expect. And the very first day, we're sitting in these folded chairs at the indoor.
Right.
And there's 120 chairs, 140 chairs, whatever they are, but they're all spread out 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot, like
all over the field.
All over the field.
So it's like the meeting room.
Yeah, and we put up a projector, like a blow up projector, and that's how we would do team meetings.
If there's
we didn't even
meetings, when you
we
go
practiced
indoor,
all summer.
Do you have to wear the
not
mask?
knowing if we were going to play football?
Yeah, that's a tough thing
That's
to do.
crazy.
I wonder how that is on the coaching staff too, trying to get everybody to buy in, knowing your
is so
season is
tough.
on a 50-50.
I think it honestly played a part in why we were so successful the next season.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that group of COVID team
It's pretty much just
basically
them together, right?
stayed together for
Right.
the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I mean, the transfer portal was just coming around, but we got, like, little to no transfers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Same
was,
guys.
Just
and
guys
even
that
the
have been
seniors
there
got
together.
a COVID year. So,
They can just
yeah. But
Coming
that's
back.
why. So I ended up coming to Arkansas because of that. Then I play here for 2 seasons. I was kicking off during the 2020 and 21 season.
Mm-hmm.
And then decided that I wanted to go somewhere else because Cam Little was here. Pretty
Tough guy to
good
compete
football
against.
Yeah,
player.
no
Yeah.
kidding.
Pretty good football player.
Good
He's
ball
doing
player.
crazy in the NFL too.
And I was like, you know what? Probably not get a whole lot of playing time here kicking field goals. So I decide that I want to hit the transfer portal, try my luck, get a couple schools with some action, and I decided going to Wisconsin.
You did?
I really liked the coach there, and like I was able to play there for 1 season.
Right.
And then I met with the new coach that came in. Paul Chris was fired, and then they brought in Luke Fickle, who's there now. They were going to change up the roster and said, buddy, you're out. So I hit the portal again. This time, didn't get a whole lot of action.
So yeah, that's
because-
where I want to ask questions because
Yeah.
people watching right now are probably they don't really get they have to see the
whole
outside part of the transfer
Yeah.
portal,
Yeah.
but like from the inside, what's that like? Because coming from a school, obviously you kicked off here and you
Yeah.
did well for yourself, so you built a little bit of a name. You went to the portal and you get a chance to go to Wisconsin. So now you're coming back out from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
What's that like? Can you like explain that to people of how there's no promises you're making it out
Yeah.
of the transfer portal?
So what's unfortunate is a lot of kids go into the portal against their will.
Right.
It's called pushing kids out. And these coaches, they use the transfer portal just as much as the players do. And
Especially with
because they
coaching
can now,
changes, too.
yes,
Right.
they can now decide their roster.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas 5, 8, 10 years ago, you were a new coach. Well, guess what? You're stuck with these 3
Right.
recruiting classes that were there now. So
we got
that's
you.
also why you're seeing so much more turnover in college football, because a losing program this year can be a 10-win team next year if you get the right players.
Right. But that also ties into NIL now too, with people spending money to get players now.
Yep.
Exactly.
And you got to be able to
and-
afford the players that you want.
Yeah, and a lot of programs just can't do that. A lot of
It's a lot of
programs
money.
act like they can do that.
Right.
Then you see like people that leave because they were promised certain things.
Right.
Yeah, and they don't get it.
Like the UNLV quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what that's all.
I don't know what that's about either, but
That's interesting.
that's an example.
Is he a
of-
5th year?
I don't know. I just know. I think his thing was like they promised him money, right, and he didn't get it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it was verbal or on paper or whatnot, but he was upset about the NIL, I think, for sure.
yeah, and that also
Oh,
comes
no.
back around to on the coaches too. Of now you got kids sitting out because of money.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
The
big
game's
problem.
changed a lot.
But how do you pull it back? See,
You
what
don't.
they really should have
Hard.
done, in my opinion, is should have got out in front of it before just opening up the gates.
Right.
Like, you got to set rules instead of letting them just go at it for the next couple
That's
of
why
Right.
the rules are always changing too.
Yeah.
Like there's always every year there's always some new NIL rules and stuff changes, but it's kind of a weird. They're still trying to figure out ways to
Yeah.
kind of tame it in a way.
Right.
Because I think it's good. I think there's a lot of good things about NIL. It brings in a lot of, helps a
does.
lot of people and a lot of families, but it's also tough because it
Right.
changes the whole aspect of.
No, I think the NIL, that's kind of, it hasn't been really used how they've intended it to, for people like players that have made a name for themselves already to be paid and make money. I think like the best example of that would be like Johnny Manziel. He brought so much money to A&M, right? So like theoretically they were thinking, okay, a kid like that makes A&M all this money, and then now they can give him this amount of money because he's brought in this money for them.
He brought in a lot of publicity, and it just came with money too.
Right, but now with these collectives and stuff, you're able to take that money and go recruit with it and be like, hey, like we're going to give you this much money if you want to come here.
I don't understand how collectives are legal. It doesn't make sense.
That's why I think there's so many loopholes in it right now.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's supposed to be name, image, likeness.
Right.
So I don't understand how these collectives play in.
Well, then you see, too, now, like, you see head coaches talking about how to go get a good quarterback out of the portal, you're spending upwards of $2 million. $1 million to $2 million on a quarterback.
Did you see Portnoy? What he did?
With the Michigan.
Yeah,
with Michigan?
He gets on his podcast or whatever he's doing, and he goes, I'm willing to pay $2 million for a quarterback. I'm calling, is it Sharon Moore? Is that the coach?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know who their coach
is. Whatever his name is.
Donate that money to
Yes.
NIL to go get a quarterback.
You go find a quarterback. I give you $2 million. Let's go win a national championship.
Let's go.
Done deal.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you don't
what they're
see
doing
that.
at Oregon too.
I know. I don't, and that's why I think that can happen with our basketball team too. Jerry Jones kind of said
basketball
that
is going to be exciting here in Arkansas. It's going to be
electric.
Fun.
It should be a good
It's
time.
going to be a good year for sure.
How I think NIL is going to evolve too. I think it's going to be less collectives.
Right.
Because if you're a millionaire and you're giving your money to the football team, why would you want it to go to collective whenever you can pull a Portnoy and say, I want to buy that
a quarterback?
player.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Buy that one.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Sorry
It's a good idea, though.
Sorry for getting in the middle of the story there, but let's
Oh, where were we with money?
You just got back from.
You just entered the portal the second
Wisconsin.
time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just entered the portal the second time.
Yep.
Hit the portal this time though. Ineligible. And
that makes it tough.
It's because I would be a second time undergrad transfer, which if it happened today,
there'd be no problem.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't understand how that's even a thing for me, but it happened.
You could probably get that if you
That's what I'm saying.
to NCAA.
There's got to be some kind of.
Can you get a season back then?
Season back?
Hopefully.
Or like.
I think you should be able to.
But it completely ruined my chances of getting stuff, getting a scholarship out of the portal,
especially that's it's hard to transfer to a school knowing you're ineligible. Especially as a you played a lot too.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
It is tough.
And I'll tell you a story about Barry Odom. Do you know him?
Yep. He's at UNLV now, right?
Yeah, he's the head coach.
I don't know a lot about him, but I know who he is.
He offered me as soon as he found out in the portal, I played for him before, so kind of the connection there. As soon as I get out of the portal, I get a phone call from him, and he goes, "Vito, saw you in the portal. Just want to let you know you have a scholarship to come to UNLV."
Let's go.
Awesome.
We're right on board with the quarterback.
Let's go see the school.
Right on board with the quarterback.
So I go out there to Vegas, have a good time, meet the coaches, meet the people, great time. I go and meet with Coach Odom, and he goes, "Vito, I didn't know that you weren't eligible. I've talked to all my people. I've talked to NCAA. I've talked to compliance. I don't understand it. How is this possible?"
Yeah.
So that doesn't tell them with your name in the portal.
Did you know?
Because there's a list of everybody in there. It doesn't tell them.
I didn't know for sure if I was or not.
Because they should have probably told you.
Yeah. So I'm like, "Coach, I'm sorry. I didn't know either. But I know now." And I told the other coach that, the special teams coordinator, but not Coach Odom. "I'm sorry, if this changes your mind, I'm really sorry." And he goes, "No, I gave you this. I offered to you it. I'm going to honor it." So,
Good man.
Just a great guy, you know. Decide not to go there because Vegas wasn't my scenery, way out on the West Coast, damn near, and just didn't.
Not your
one of those
lifestyle.
situations you just didn't see yourself there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I turn it down and start looking for other places. and decided to come back to Arkansas because of those reasons. I wanted to
Go Hogs in.
be back home, a little closer. I love the University of Arkansas. I was here for 2 years and had success here. So I was like, you know what? Cam's about to be done, and I'm going to have an opportunity to live out my dream, basically, of being the kicker in an SEC school, only 4 hours away from home.
It's a good deal.
And I was like, you know what?
Deal.
I'm going to do it. So I did. And then sat out last year. This year, haven't gotten the opportunity because of injury, but,
Get in that training room. Back.
We'll be here.
You're going to
We'll
get your
be back.
opportunity.
That's kind of my
I've got a lot
run.
of injuries.
Kind of my run.
In the room.
Yeah.
So my story, grew up in Andover, Kansas, small town right outside of Wichita. Played football, baseball, and wrestled growing up. Those are kind of the 3 sports that I played. Got into high school, didn't really know what I was going to do. I played running back on the football team, but my freshman year and a little bit of linebacker.
Athlete.
But not a lot of it. And then I think towards the end of my freshman year, our defensive coordinator came up to me and was like, "Hey, like running back might not be for you. You're more of a linebacker type guy." So I was like, "All right, like I'll try it." But like, I had been to some defensive practices and kind of understood what was going on, but I wasn't very
That's one
Yeah.
thing.
educated on what was going on that side of the ball.
I wish I knew defense. I don't know anything about defense.
Yeah. So get on that side of the ball, and just enjoyed it, fell in love with it, played linebacker, and then the way I got into snapping, I guess, was one of my buddies came up that I grew up with. He was ranked high kicker. I think he was like 3 or 4, maybe behind Cam in our class. He was in Minnesota now. He's in Memphis. David Kemp.
Right.
And he was like, "Hey man, like I need a short snapper because we never did punts. He didn't punt, and our team we didn't have like a punt unit. It was just kind of like a little rugby. Yeah, so I actually punted.
I see him turning over footballs.
Yeah. I actually punted until my senior year. But yeah, he was like, I need a short snapper, and we grew up together, so I was a reliable source for him to just go out there and snap. So it's like, sure. So did short snapping through high school and actually played linebacker. I was all-state linebacker, first team all-league linebacker, and then ended up going to Hutchinson Community College. They gave me a very good opportunity there.
Does wrestling help you with like linebacker?
Yeah, a lot. Wrestling is, I think
I
football
bet
in
you
general,
it
just being able
probably
to
fits in
control my
pretty
body.
well. Just wrapping up and knowing how to tackle.
And even getting out of blocks, just hand fighting and
physical.
stuff has also, I think, helped me a lot. Just like being instinctive when, someone's trying to block you. But yeah, got there and they told me they wanted me to long snap too. Was on the depth chart as a linebacker, but didn't really play much there. And I was just our starting snapper. So I took that up and kind of realized towards the end of my freshman year there that I'd actually tore my MCL like week 8 or 9 during practice. Like we had a bye week the next week.
Did you tore it? Or?
Yeah, so I guess like it was my right one. I was playing linebacker, got kneed in it, and trainers came over. I was laying on the ground grabbing my knee. Like weird feeling. Like caught something in your knee is scary. Like I never thought in a million years that something would happen to my knee, and it was just like it got hit, been in, and it popped.
Immediate ACL.
It was just I was like, no way. Like this can't be happening right now.
That stuff's so brutal.
Yeah. But checked it out, like MCL, and I was like, like it's a knee injury, so I'm like, dude, I'm done. Like this is it for me. I'm done. But no, they were like, yeah, like we have a bye week next week. It happened like a Wednesday, so I had like a week and a half for our next game to kind of feel it out. Ended up missing 1 game, and then was back in 2.5 weeks. And then after that,
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 weeks.
Man.
And after that, they kind of told me like, we don't want you to get hurt because we want you to snap. So I was like, all right. And at that point, I kind of knew that was going to take me further than linebacker ever would. Yeah. So I hopped on board with it, and I was like, let's do it. Snapped my sophomore season there, made it to a national championship game, and Coach Fountain, the special teams coordinator here, actually came to the game.
It was in Little Rock.
It was in War Memorial Stadium.
That's
where the Junior National College Championship was played.
Every year?
The last 2 years, I don't know if it's still there or not. I don't think it is anymore. So did you
play your last game in War Memorial at Hatch and your first game at Arkansas in War Memorial?
Yep.
That's pretty
special
crazy.
Place.
Yep.
Special
Very
place.
special place.
What was the game like there?
It was so cold. It was freezing, and it was kind of weird because
I don't care about the junior national championship.
Sorry. Sorry, sir.
I do not care.
We're talking hogs here.
Yeah, we're talking hog ball.
What about the Blue Dragons?
Yep, no, Blue Dragons.
What was the game like there? I mean, was it?
It was pretty hot.
This season was good. It was
Yeah,
me
it was
and Devin's first time on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Razorback.
Oh,
so.
it was a little nervous though. Like
We didn't
good
punt.
nerves.
I always
Didn't
hear
punt.
bad things though, and I've always
I
had a
mean,
good
we-
experience.
We kicked off 12 times.
Yeah, no, it was a cool place. Like when we
That-
traveled there, like it's cool to be able to go to that part of the state and be able to, like give because a lot of those people don't want to drive. What is it 4 or what is it from us 2 hours?
I think it's a little more than
Yeah,
that.
It's
2.5
3 hours?
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so about 3 hours from Little Rock to see our games every week. But being able to go there was kind of cool because you could tell there's a lot of dedicated fans down there.
That's what I've always noticed. Like the people there are like a
They're
little.
diehard fans.
They're different than
Right.
like what you see here
Right.
in Fayetteville.
I think it's a
feel like.
different demographic from
For
here
sure.
to there, but it's
Because Fayetteville's right in the top
Yeah.
left. So
because you think about it, like here you have all the college students and
I see like a lot of
Bentonville,
super fans.
Rogers.
Down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Super fan. Yeah. Everybody down there is super diehard. Like
The water running out in the stadium, though, that's an issue.
that was an issue
That's
last
an
year.
issue.
that's an
Yeah.
issue. Did
I think-
you hear the drone story too?
No.
The guy flying over the drone.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Was that this year?
yes, this year. So Pat, this is so funny. Pat was talking to me about it, and there's this guy outside, like in the lot, like the pregame tailgate lot.
Yeah.
He's flying his drone around, and then the cops ended up tracking it because you can't like have
Fly
drones.
over this-
It was like right over the field.
Right.
Too. They end up going up to the guy, and then they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you can't be doing that." And he's like, "Can't be doing what?" And he just like he's like, "Fake me." He just like pulls out a gun and then
What?
Yeah, he like
a gun.
Yeah, he flashed a gun and he was like trying to protect him. So he's like, "You're not
That's a
taking
little
my drone."
extreme.
He goes,
That's
"You're
a
not
little-
taking my gun." And then,
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I think he ended
This
up getting
happened?
like arrested or detained or something. Yeah, it happened at the game.
Oh my
We need to
god.
find
They
this.
found his drone
We do.
though. They like got the drone back. It was.
I thought you
It
were
was
going to
so
say like
funny.
he crashed it
No,
into the
he was
yeah,
like,
no.
no, he was
No,
like,
gun.
he pulled a
he was
gun.
trying to make me. Yeah, I don't think anything bad happened out of it, but like,
Gotta love
I
Little
I don't
Rock.
know. So funny though.
Gotta love it.
It was hilarious, but
Yeah.
yeah, they ended up finding him.
The
It was
water running
unique.
out there last year was bad.
And then remember the security guard? One of the security
Yeah.
guards fainted on me at the end of a game last year.
After
The
the
He
dude,
fell on us.
no, who was the dude that came out of the stands? Remember?
What?
Didn't you have whenever he fell?
no. So yeah, he was a security guard that was sitting like by our tunnel.
I thought
And
he
it
was drunk.
No.
No.
He was a security guard.
He was an
Oh,
older.
it was a security
And
guard.
after the
guy. He was
game
an
was
older,
over,
like
yeah.
an older security
He was an
guard,
older guy.
and he hadn't had like any water all day, so he was just like drained.
Yeah.
And like it was right after the game. Like,
Poor guy.
Didn't happen earlier, but he
Yeah.
he just passed out. He was just heat exhaustion.
The
but-
heat on the turf though was a lot different than just
Yeah.
being out there. But yeah, game was over. We're taking pictures, and I think it was me and Devin were standing by each other, and we hear two people like catch him, and he just like fell like right next to us, like,
Yeah.
right on his face.
Oh my God.
So we're like trying to help
felt-
him out, and then
felt
EMS
so
came
bad.
over, but he woke up. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
he was all good.
he was
Had a
good.
Did
little-
you wake him up or
little
did he?
scratch.
No,
they
they
had
woke him up.
All the EMS.
You let him.
I don't think I'm
you let him
qualified.
get handled.
Yeah,
with?
I don't think I'm qualified for that.
Oh, we made sure he was okay. But
I just throw up all over my legs.
Well, were you like
That's
roll over, sir? Like what were you?
yeah. Hey, sir, you need some water?
But I catch him, and we like turn and just
He's
fell.
unconscious.
Yeah, but no, he woke up fast. He just
Oh,
found
okay.
some water. He was
Yeah,
all right.
He was good. But yeah,
Nothing
Little
too bad.
Rock's a place, man.
It was fun though. It's going to be exciting though having that game at home next
Right.
year because for
Yeah.
recruiting too and like getting the fan base into it here because you see like that Tennessee game, that fan base was
I know.
I mean they were rocking the whole game and that was a huge difference in the
Right.
game for us and getting them back into the the flow of the game and like not leaving early like
Right.
it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
What a night that was.
That was
To
incredible.
win that game, that's one of those you'll never forget.
You'll never
was,
forget that.
yeah.
That's-
But yeah, I got in the middle,
It
and
was so fun.
things got tight real quick, and I was like, all right, I need to get out of here.
Yeah,
But no, it was awesome.
it was a good time.
But what are you guys' thoughts? So we talked about that game from Little Rock.
Hmm.
We go there once every year, and now next year's our last year. When we play games at these neutral sites, it's tough on us for recruiting
Yeah.
because you go to a Little Rock game, and I don't know if people know this or not, but if you're at a neutral site, you can't bring recruits to that game, even if it's a home game. So you go to Little Rock and A&M in the same year, it's kind of two home games, so they're both home games that you can't bring recruits to.
Yeah. Now
which
we
hurts.
have. So for like tomorrow or Saturday's game, we'll have like 500 recruits on the
Right.
sideline.
Yeah,
Right.
While
instead of,
Devin's
like,
trying to punt.
Yeah, kicking balls
Instead of like
down.
dividing it into a few games, but
Yeah, which makes it tough, but
Does.
it is fun in Little Rock. But it is It sucks when you can't have recruits there because it hurts us recruiting wise.
Yeah,
it really does.
Sure. And it's fun playing at home too.
It is.
I mean, a lot of guys want to.
What's your guys' favorite times for games? Like what
I like
game
night
time?
games.
I do like the night games.
2:30.
I just like that atmosphere.
2:30.
I like
2:30.
CBS used to do the 2:30
like
time,
2:30
and that was like perfect.
I just think like night games are so much more fun because like it doesn't happen as often, and also like just the lights. It's just like it's so fun.
Nobody else wants to go anywhere
So
though.
much
If you have a
fun.
night game, people stay.
I know, but if it's like
to go.
But then
like if
you
it's
do
a
get done
blowout,
earlier.
the game is awful at night because you're sitting there just
Cold.
waiting.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets cold out.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Like FIU last year.
Yeah.
That game
that
was
was
terrible. to sit
That
through the
game was
whole thing.
cold.
Do you guys get bored? Like if a game gets blown out, is it like boring for you guys?
I don't know. I think I played like playing linebacker.
Yeah.
I kind of like got like engaged in the game and like turn the page over to long snapping. Now you can't really be amped up to go out and snap a ball. So I try not to get involved in the game.
Yeah.
To get like emotions, like highs and lows. I try to just keep like this even like.
See, as a kicker, I get so bored if the game
Really?
If it's a bad game, I'm like, turn it off. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, I get so into it. I'd be running
Yeah,
up
you
and
get
down.
it.
Be running up and
Yeah,
down the
Devin,
sideline.
yeah.
I'd be cramping. Just
Sweaty mess.
I can't.
Cramp it on kickoffs.
Literally never stop sweating. That's crazy. But I don't know. I think not. I wouldn't say get bored, but like I mean, it's definitely you want to help and like you want to be out there. It is frustrating, and you just want to win. So I wouldn't say as much bored. Just like disappointed and frustrated.
Yeah. Good night
Which
when the
isn't as
Hogs
fun,
win.
but
It's a good night when the Hogs win. All right. Well, I think it's going to wrap up our first episode here. I think our plan would be to do a couple more of these and have other people on that is going to be able to give us a little more insight on
I'm excited to
football
get some guests
itself.
on it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great thing. I think it also gives us an opportunity to tell you guys stories or get a different view on things going on in the college football world from actual players rather than outside sources. So,
If you guys enjoyed this episode with me, Devin, and Ashton, please like and subscribe on all platforms. We're going to have some good guests out next time. We'll see you then.